My name is Kale Morrow. The head of Imperial security, Vorith, found me outside my quarters and said, his voice very flat, "The princess has been missing from her chambers for 4 hours. We have searched every restricted deck." I looked at my door and then back at him. Define missing. My official position aboard the Imperial vessel Ethon was Human Cultural Liaison, a title that had been invented approximately 3 weeks before my assignment, because the Velnara Empire had never employed a human in any capacity before, and nobody was entirely sure what category to put me in. What I actually did was translate things, not just language. The Velnara translation systems handled language well enough, but context, subtext, and the specific human weight of a word that a direct rendering technically captured could still be completely wrong. I sat in meetings and told people what the humans actually meant, which turned out to be valuable enough that my 6-month assignment had quietly extended to 14 months without anyone officially acknowledging that it had happened. The Imperial vessel Ethon was the Empress's personal flagship. I had a small crew quarters on Deck 7. It had a shelf, a bunk, a fold-out desk, and approximately 400 things I had accumulated over 14 months because I was apparently the sort of person who accumulated things. Data pads with half-finished books. A small card set I'd brought from Earth. A mechanical puzzle from a market on Nara Station that I'd never solved. A companion bot I'd repaired from the maintenance surplus that had adopted me in the way small robots sometimes do. The princess had found my quarters by accident during her 3rd month aboard. She had been walking the lower decks, something she apparently did whenever the formal obligations of being the Imperial heir became too structured, and she needed somewhere to exist that didn't require her to perform. She had heard the mechanical puzzle clicking and knocked on the door out of pure curiosity before anyone could stop her. I had opened the door without knowing who she was. She had looked around my room, taking in the shelves and the accumulated, comfortable disorder of it all, then asked in careful, translated standard, "What is all of this?" "My things," I replied. "Can I look?" I had said yes, which, in retrospect, was either the best or the most consequential decision I had made in 14 months. Her name was Liss. She was 22 years old by Velnara reckoning. She was the only heir to the Velnara Empress, a position that meant her entire existence was scheduled, observed, assessed, and managed from the moment she woke until the moment she slept. She had attendants, security personnel, and protocol officers whose sole purpose was to ensure that nothing in her life happened accidentally or without oversight. She returned to my quarters 11 days after that first visit, then 8 days after that, then 4, then every few days. After a while, neither of us mentioned the pattern because naming it would have made it something that needed to be decided. She never told me anything about being a princess unless I asked. Instead, she asked me about everything. Earth. Human habits. Why I kept books when I already had data pads. What the mechanical puzzle was supposed to do. Where I had learned the card trick I had been practicing unsuccessfully for 6 months. The card trick was our current project. It involved making a selected card appear in an impossible location, and I couldn't get the transfer movement clean. Liss had appointed herself my critic because she possessed, it turned out, excellent fine motor observation and absolutely no mercy for bad technique. "Your left thumb," she said for the 3rd time that afternoon, laughing as the card dropped into my lap instead of appearing at the back of the deck. "It moves before your right hand finishes." "I can see the card in my lap," I said. "Everyone can see the card in your lap." She was laughing openly now. The real laugh. The one that sounded nothing like the polite, carefully measured laugh she used during meetings. It was bright, uncontrolled, and genuine. She covered her mouth with one hand while laughing, as though someone had taught her long ago that joy should be contained, and she had never quite managed to obey. I tried the trick again. The card launched sideways and struck the companion bot directly in its optical sensor. Liss made a sound that wasn't so much a laugh as the complete collapse of composure. She fell sideways onto the bunk, her shoulders shaking. I started laughing too. The companion bot emitted an offended processing sound and deliberately turned away from both of us. Neither of us noticed the door opening.